Hey everyone, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious homemade dishes to share with your family and friends. Today is a very special day because we're planting an apple orchard. I want to show the whole process with you so you can see everything that happens on our cute little farm. And by the by, it is so cold today. These trees have been covered in snow, but it melted just enough for us to plant them, and let's get started. So cold. Mike, look at this. There's no blood in here. It's like a zombie. Oh my gosh. If you've ever searched for apples on preppykitchen.com, you've seen tons of recipes, and a bunch of them are even YouTube videos. Hello, apple fritters, apple pie cookies, apple cobbler, the list goes on. I love apples, and I'm so excited to grow my own now, so I can just walk out to the front yard, pick a few, and then go bake. It's amazing. This mega tree over here, I think it's like 1,500 pounds. Transporting them was crazy, and they all arrived last week on a huge truck. It took like an entire day to offload them. They've been sitting out here while we wait for the weather to kind of calm down a bit, and now they're going in. If you're wondering what kind of tree this is, it's called a 20 ounce. It's called that because their apples are huge. They're like big, massive apples, and they're supposed to be really good for baking, nice and juicy, crisp with a little bit of tang. So I'm very excited. We got 4 of these big trees, and they'll be at each of the corners in our grid. I tried to be a big kid, didn't work. Not sure if you know, but the house is actually on top of a hill. So we have some flat land and it slopes, on 3 of the sides. We had to choose a place for the orchard, and we wanted it to be in a grid. You want to give apple trees some space. They don't want to be like too close together. It'll help, especially when they're like growing their canopies out, their roots have room to breathe and everything else. So we had to plan the exact location for all the trees. These are some of our grids. We ended up going with a grid that had a central axis. So there's like a pathway going this way, a pathway going that way, big trees on the outside, some of the smaller varieties inside. So if you remember my tour video that I filmed previously, click up here for that. We saw a big old apple tree at the front of the property, and it was covered in tiny apples, but I took a bite. Didn't go so well. They're full of tannin, so you get that puckered mouth, like taste. Not good for eating, not good for baking. They are great for making apple cider though. I've never made apple cider. If you have any hints on it, let me know in the comments. I think it's something I want to do next fall when all these are blooming. There are some local cider presses, so we can harvest those apples and take them over. And I think it works like we'll get some free cider, they get free apples, everybody's happy. I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm not an apple expert. I know enough about apples to bake a delicious pie or whatever else, but not enough to plant a whole, orchard. So we made friends with Peter Montgomery, an apple expert who's been teaching us so much, and for this video I thought it'd be fun to share his knowledge with you, so I'm not just making things up. Peter, can you tell us a little bit about the apples we planted?
All right, so the apples that we planted, we've chosen 4 varieties. There are 4 different sizes because that was what was available at the nurseries. We have a 20 ounce apple, we have Honeycrisp, Cortland, and Gold Rush. And all of them are general purpose apples. You can use them for baking, for cider, for just fresh eating.
Fresh eating. Luckily, we're on a windy hill, so it's like the perfect condition for apple trees. It's blowing all that fungus right off, right?
You're right. You do have good wind up here, and when it does rain, plenty of sunshine, open space, it should be ideal for these trees.
And that little cider apple tree is too congested, right?
Yeah, it's too congested, but it's a gem. That is what people want for cider trees.
How many apple bushels will I get, do you think, from my little orchard that I planted? Not the existing trees, but the new one.
You could probably get 50 to 80 bushels of trees of apples, depending on the season.
So I'm just gonna be like drowning in apples now.
Oh, your horses may grow because you're gonna feed them so many apples.
Oh my gosh, I haven't even told them about the horses. That's a secret. Do you know what the truck is? It's all of our appliances getting delivered for the new kitchen. That's what it is.
That's fantastic.
I don't know if I told you, but we're opening up a farm stand. This is like one of the most exciting things that's happening this year. It's almost done. It's gonna be open ASAP, or it might be open already, depending on when this video gets put up. There's like a little bit of time to edit them. And the apple orchard is right across from the new farm stand. So people will come over, get to meet me and say hello if that's something they want to do, or they can just go buy their fruits and vegetables and apples. We'll be selling them too. Because honestly, like even if I bake, I can't eat all those apples. I couldn't even eat all the apples we have for the existing trees on the property. So really it's kind of about growing food, trying out new varieties, but also engaging with the community and selling things that you grow on your land. I think it's really cool, and I'm excited to be part of a farming community now. I'm so glad we got those trees in before the ground froze. It is getting frosty and it is East Coast weather realness. Anyways, in the spring, those trees are gonna wake up and come back to life, all comfy cozy in their new surroundings, and we're gonna have tons and tons of apples. Give me suggestions for what to do with them in the comments. I cannot wait to get to baking, making drinks, I don't know, let me know. Okay, it's getting really cold, so just by the by, if you missed my We Moved to Connecticut, what happened, click over here for that video. I'm running in right now, but hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.